Strap in, Dorothy. This is going to be good. You know, there's always one thing that's kind of fun. When a clear scam tries to punch back. Like when the self-filling water bottle told me they were going to beat the laws of thermodynamics by a proprietary design. Most of the statements are not accurate. The thermal core setup is vastly different than the oversimplified animation showed in our video. They serve only illustrative purposes. They don't show the exact technological details. Spoiler alert, Christoph, all the design in the world won't help you beat the laws of thermodynamics. Yeah, they went bankrupt. Or solar roadways that almost a decade on still hasn't had a single car drive on it. And variants that have had cars drive on them have been destroyed in days.
You would have thought that solar roadways would have been the first priorities to test it as a road. Anyway, if you do that, that's what happens, even to the world's best road construction company.
Hell, there have even been some solar cycleways, which again were turned into million-dollar pieces of junk within a year or two of just light bike traffic. Or the SIO scanner, the near-useless near-infrared scanner that gives you almost exactly the same result for anything you scan.
It's scanning, and then it gives you a little bit of information, and this is the spectral fingerprint of that particular apple.
And of course, if you were to scan a completely different type of apple, I'm sure it's going to have an incredibly unique molecular fingerprint.
Again, going to come up to there, a little press, the application right now, and again this one's got a little bit higher in sugar, and it just gives you some really cool information. And again, like the spectral fingerprint of each apple, the molecular composition of it's going to be different in everything.
Are you serious, dude? In fact, hey, let me just try something here. Let's see how unique these spectral fingerprints are. And even better, it'll only give you those scan values if you tell it the kind of food that you're scanning first.
Well, let's try produce selector. Grapes, it says. It lets me choose between different types of things I can scan. I'm going to do the grapes right now.
It's kind of like Google, just less convenient and with a $1,000 pointless scanner. Oh, sorry, which now costs $2,000, where you can only download the actual data for $3,000, and merely a 1-year license is $1,500. Nah, it's dead, Jim. Their Twitter hasn't been active for about a year now. So according to Startup Nation, they raised $23 million for this. Let's watch the story of happiness unfold, shall we? 2012, 2.1 million. 2013, $1 million extra raised. 2014, in the first case, 1 million, then 2 million, then 2.7 million in crowdfunding. And even more in 2014, they raised another $10 million. I can't wait to see how this ramps up. Another 1.5 million in 2015. 2016, 3 million. 2017, undisclosed. And nothing since then. Yeah, it's dead. Now this is kind of relevant for the current busting, which was called Hapbee. Now SIO was sci-fi, and all it had to do to work was scan what you pointed it at. A task which, yeah, so a $60,000 spectrometer can just about do with simple liquids. You can see that the focus of this is actually going to be within the alcohol, and we got a good molecular signal and not fluorescence. That means that we're not losing many of those photons, which, as you'll see later, becomes really important, that you actually get the photons back, and it comes straight back with ethanol and ethanol with sweetener. So let's take a look at that. We view the spectrum. Black is what we've actually got. Red is basically ethanol. So as you can see, all the peaks line up. That's basically what it is. But it fails horrendously when you try it with complex mixtures like food. And just take a single piece out. So this is the real problem, is you just get no molecular signal. It's just all fluorescence, which basically means all the light's just getting scattered somewhere. And I'm getting no useful photons back into the spectrometer. Seriously, this piece of kit alone cost about $60,000, and it would be completely outclassed by this $150 scanner, if only it were legit.
And I'm Dror. I'm excited to introduce SIO. SIO is the first molecular sensor that fits in the palm of your hand.
But what the heck is a molecular scanner? Is it like one of those tricorder things that Mr. Data used in Star Trek? Well, actually, yes.
SIO is our latest design, and we're ready to take it to mass production.
In an instant, it displays the food's calorie, fat, and sugar content.
For Hapbee to work, they have to find the happy centers of your brain and stimulate them somehow.
Hey guys, this is Scott, and welcome to Hapbee. Hapbee uses a patented process to deliver unique magnetic fields to your body. They help you feel calm, relaxed, alert, sleepy.
Now, this is not only technology that would make SIO look like a kindergarten project, then having located the areas it has to stimulate, has to manipulate your brain somehow. And further, let's just say by some amazing coincidence that the aliens, who somehow mastered interstellar travel but can't seem to stop themselves crashing into this minuscule rock, that you're the first rock that they come to, and they always manage to crash somehow in America, in the desert, where the men in black can cover it up.
Roswell, New Mexico, yeah. No, you had the spaceship and you had the bodies. They were all locked up in a bunker. Where was it, right? Area 51. You knew then.
Let's just say they managed to get the brain controlling technology from then.
Damn, what a gullible breed.
What sane man would then strap a mind control device to his head and connect it to a mobile phone and trust these people,
And everyone in Genius is going to get several $100s off at the end of this.
that they're going to control your brain in the way that they claimed? Now, it's all an irrelevance anyway, because there is no way this device can work for a whole bunch of reasons. Now, Hapbee is in that special zone at the moment, where people have given them thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, so they must be onto something, right? I mean, it's not like you can give millions or even billions of dollars to something and end up with nothing.
The company that she started at 19 is valued at $9 billion. You own over 50% of it, right? Congratulations on that.
Forbes magazine has downgraded the net worth of Elizabeth Holmes from $4.5 billion to nothing.
But anyway, they're riding high at the moment, so I wasn't entirely surprised when they updated their Indiegogo and sent me an email. I'll read the email first. Hi Thunderfoot, I just wanted to reach out and say thanks for bringing attention to Hapbee. My pleasure. And let you know we obviously saw your video. We're building a pretty new consumer experience and want to have the largest reach possible, but in the complicated world of new modes of technology, corporate licensing and startups, you don't always have the luxury of sharing all the technical details out of the gate. Aha! Now where have I heard that before?
But precisely how Theranos accomplishes all these amazing feats is a trade secret.
But it never worked, and there was a series of deceptive actions that were taking place.
Yeah, this is Theranos. We're in the process of updating our messaging with respective legal teams. Curious. And are expediting the process as results of the video. We will be releasing more data and information in the coming months. I appreciate your thorough and accurate description of neural mechanics, but lament that you missed the mark on our stimulation mechanism, which I'll come to later because it's even more preposterous than the we're going to manipulate the neurons thing. We hope you have an opportunity to try Hapbee soon. Best wishes, Brian Morgan, PhD, the Hapbee team. Aha! I mean, let me just tell you, I'm always super skeptical about people who sign off PhD, because in the research world, PhD is basically the Mickey Mouse qualification. It's the thing that shows you've done 3 years and can basically do independent research. That's all it does. In reality, there's only one good reason for having a PhD, and that's so you can tell this joke. So I replied, thank you for that, Brian. Do you have the results of the test that I suggested? Turn on a Hapbee and tell someone you're transmitting a signal, and they have to guess which signal was being sent. If your device doesn't work at all, then they should get the right feeling about 1 time in 6. I'd be fascinated by the results. Best wishes, Thunderfoot, aka Phil.
Do you know what they call alternative medicine that's been proved to work? Medicine.
And a week or so later, I've yet to receive a response. But they also amazingly updated their Indiegogo, to address some of the stuff that I might have bought up. Hello, backers. All of us at Hapbee are thrilled to be receiving so much feedback and input from all of our amazing backers. Yes, you certainly have, like this one. Mona, would you please clarify what the true difference between the calm and relax signals are? Well, the words themselves are synonyms and the descriptions are extremely similar. To which the project owner responds, Mona, thanks for your question. The short answer is those two signals appeal to a wide audience, and even though they are similar, they may work differently for different people. Also, there is a scientific explanation for this, but I don't want to misrepresent. Therefore, I'll reach out to our scientists and promise to get back to you ASAP. Well, he didn't get back to her. Please keep the input and questions coming. We noticed a few themes and want to craft a quick note to you all to cover the common questions that we've been receiving, especially, how does the Hapbee product work? How did Hapbee get access to this game-changing technology?
That's it?
How are you feeling? Feeling good.
The same little thing can do exactly what the other vials did?
Yeah.
That's like life-changing.
Did Ms. Holmes know at the time that Theranos could not do all those tests? She knew.
We've spent the last 14 months securing and implementing a global license from one of the most innovative tech firms in America, Theranos. Emulate Therapeutics, the ultra-low radio frequency energy, ULRFE, or rights reserved technology that they have created is the starting point for Hapbee. Our goal has been to adapt that technology so the consumer can bring it home for casual, everyday use. To see a list that includes 32 patents granted to us through this license from Emulate, please see Emulate Patents. Wow, I didn't realize there were 32 patents granted to this. Maybe I was wrong about there being no conceivable way this device can work by using magnets to control your mind. Maybe they're right that it is predictable and backed by science.
Hapbee uses a patented process, 38 patents and about $80 million behind this.
I never expected this kind of pushback. Maybe I've just made a horrible miscalculation. Why did I waste all of my life with that time studying science at university? Well, I know I'm being super skeptical, but let's just take a look at one or two of those patents, shall we? I'm sure they'll work perfectly. I just want to take a look at one or two. Wow, just look at all those patents to choose from. Okay, let's start at the top. System and method for characterizing a sample by low-frequency spectra. I mean, this must be classified under something really important if it's a world-changing technology. After all, it's clearly backed by science. What's this? Classifications. Measurements not based on established scientific theories. Oh my God. Measurement or analysis methods are not based on established scientific theories, i.e. those theories which appear to contravene known laws of physics or have no basis in accepted scientific definitions and understandings. No, predictable and backed by science. Examples include homeopathy and the memory of water and informational life energy.
Whoa. You are so busted.
Now, I'm sure that was just got in there by mistake. I'm sure all of the others will be completely legit and above board. Let's take a look at the next patent, shall we? Measurement methods not based on established scientific theories. And the next, measurement methods not based on established scientific theories. And the next, measurement methods not based on established scientific theories. How does Hapbee work? And how did Hapbee get access to this game-changing technology? You have got to be kidding me. Indeed, the only patents that I could find that weren't classified as measurement methods not based on established scientific theories were the ones where I could find no trace of the patent at all. But let's just remind ourselves of Hapbee's claims, shall we? We spent the last 14 months securing and implementing a global license from one of the most innovative tech firms in America, Emulate Therapeutics. And if you think that's pretty disgusting, you ain't seen nothing yet. Emulate Therapeutics' core technology is in clinical trials as a treatment for brain cancer with promising results. Here is one published summary of these results and studies from one of the world's foremost neuro-oncologists, Dr. Victor Levitt. Right, so they're claiming that this device, not based on established scientific theories, is being used to treat brain cancer. Let's take a quick look at that article, shall we? In this issue, the first clinical reports are published from Nativis Voyager, an investigational therapeutic medical device under development for the treatment of brain cancer in adults and children, and how it exerts its action by mimicking drug effects on tumor targets. Now, how this is accomplished and what targets may be amenable to the Voyager approach may have tremendous implications for the future treatment of high-grade gliomas. Tremendous applications. Really? Then why is this published in one of the crappiest medical journals out there? The Voyager utilizes proprietary ultra-low radio frequency energy. We'll come to why that's bullshit in a second. To produce a cognate reflecting the binding of a molecule to a cellular target by measuring and recording the subtle oscillating magnetic fields produced by molecules in solution using a superconducting quantum interference device. Now those are actually real, but the rest is complete fiction. Look, let's just skip to the conclusions. The results of the study demonstrate a benign safety profile of the Voyager in a total of 28 patients treated with one of the two unique cognates. There was no serious adverse effect and few adverse events attributed to the device. No adverse event led to the discontinuation of Voyager. That's not entirely unsurprising, it doesn't do anything. Given the small size of the study and the uncontrolled study design, conclusions cannot be drawn from the clinical utility data. However, the fact that 30 to 50% of the patients were alive 12 months after starting Voyager therapy is encouraging. You have got to be kidding me. And what do they say on their Indiegogo page? Hapbee is not intended for any medical use. Are you for real? A couple of sentences earlier, you were saying you were already putting this in clinical trials for brain cancer. And you were super impressed by this device not based on established scientific theories. Oh, and it didn't kill anyone. That's not a hard threshold to cross. That's like claiming that thinking of lemons cures cancer, and then publishing the study that says, well, yeah, no one seemed to get hurt by it, and we didn't have to cancel the therapy for any reasons. So they're endangering people's lives by testing pseudoscience on them. Well, buckle up, Dorothy. This is the part where the technology goes to making SciO look like well-grounded and plausible science. Many early observers who raised questions about the technology made an incorrect assumption of how the technology works. Hapbee is not a direct stimulation device. Here is a simple animation that gives more insight into what this core technology can do in medical applications at a subcellular level. Oh, that's great. Let's take a look at this animation, shall we?
Nativus Science and Technology is based on magnetically induced electron and charge transfer, transmitted directly to target proteins.
Magnetically induced electron and charge transfer, transmitted directly to target proteins. Now, at this point, I can tell you without hyperbole that this isn't just not based on established scientific theories, it contradicts them. Look, everything that basically happens in your body that keeps you alive runs on an energy scale. You know, so at the crudest level, your body takes sugar and oxygen and burns them to make energy, and carbon dioxide and water. And that sort of happens, that's the biggest energy scale that your body runs on. And those bond-breaking type energies are a few about, 10 electron volts, that sort of thing. Or if you wanted to express it as a wavelength of light, it's in the ultraviolet. And that's almost the sort of energy that they're talking here when they're talking electron transfer type energies. Okay, so that's the biggest energy scale that the body works on. Most of it actually happens at much softer levels of about 0.3 electron volts. That's the energy of breaking up ATP to ATP. That's the workhorse of the human body. And the difference between those energy states is about 0.3 eV. Or if you were to put that in terms of a photon, it's in the infrared. After that, you start getting down to where the energy levels are so small that your typical thermal energy of your molecules is enough to transition between the two states. And that's at about 0.0203 eV. And if you were to express that as a wavelength, it's in the far infrared.
Through electron charge transfer, a specific siRNA induces RIS Argonaut protein to capture a specific messenger RNA.
Okay, that's fine. We know that we're on bond-breaking type energies, maybe the softer kind of bonds that you might get in biomolecules. So that's a tenth of an eV, that sort of energy.
Artificial magnetic fields are capable of triggering a similar receptor response and conformational change in the absence of a physical drug or molecular agonist.
And that's where it goes straight off into cloud cuckoo land. Now, in the first instance, I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they're using radio frequencies to do this. But in that case, in the most optimistic case they've got going for them, what's the energy of the radio waves they're using?
And we are playing these signals onto your body at about 20 kilohertz.
The wavelength of the energy they are irradiating with is 20 kilohertz. That's got a wavelength of 15 kilometers. It's got about 1 billion times less energy than merely the thermal energy in the molecules that your body is made of. There is no possible way that this device can have any effect whatsoever. And to make it even more preposterous, they're claiming that they can tune this to just one chemical reaction in your body.
The presence of a recorded discrete molecular signal in the oscillating magnetic field will result in an electron transfer between a donor and acceptor site.
I mean, when you're off by a factor of 1 billion, it's kind of difficult to put it into perspective. You know, it's like claiming that you've applied magnetic quantum fields to bullets, and now rather than just sort of hitting trees or whatever, they cause nuclear explosions. That's the sort of difference that we're talking about with a factor of 1 billion. And that's in the optimistic case where you're using radio waves. They sort of oscillate between whether they're using radio frequencies or whether they're using magnetic fields.
What you're getting is a 40 milligal magnetic field, a very, very tiny magnetic field.
But the magnetic fields have a far lesser impact on the human body than radio waves. I mean, we know this. First of all, we put people in some of the most powerful magnetic fields on the planet, and it has almost no effect. In fact, the way those machines work is actually based on a chemical analysis technique called nuclear magnetic resonance. And with the most powerful magnetic fields, you can just about slightly perturb the Boltzmann equilibrium on the nuclear spin of the nuclei, the most minuscule effect, which has no effect whatsoever on the chemistry. You know, things this device claims that it does.
The presence of a recorded discrete molecular signal in the oscillating magnetic field will result in an electron transfer between a donor and acceptor site.
The energy scale is off by a factor of about 1 billion. Oh yeah, but it's totally credible because they measured it with the quantum interference device. So it must be true, right? And that's why this headband not only cures cancer, but allows you to choose how you feel.
And my feeling is it will be a consumer-generated revolution. The moment that the consumer gets this, they will actually do all the selling.
I've just heard about it. I think you guys are truly doing something that will change the world.
I am so amazed to actually be holding this in my hands. Do you guys know how cool this is?
It'll actually emit a signal that you will start to feel in a couple of minutes without any drugs or toxins.
And Hapbee replicates dozens of feelings by playing safe, predictable electromagnetic fields.
No, really, this headband can selectively control just one chemical reaction inside your head, while this thing can't even control any chemical reaction. Maybe something to do with this device being based on science, and this one not. We will also be demoing the product live at Upgrade Labs Biohacking Conference. Oh, that's going to be great. March 27th to 29th in LA. Now, at this point, I was half tempted just to actually go and see this myself, you know, and then I thought, well, what was that conference again? Biohacking Conference. And then I took a look at the prices. General admission, $1,800. Preferred admission, $3,000. VIP admission, over $4,000. I'm like, holy crap, you've got to be kidding me. Then you scratch around a little, or you just watch Dave from EEVBlogs, who just put a video up on this, and you find almost everyone who is promoting Hapbee is an investor. Wow, what are the chances?
The Hapbee comes from this Voyager product. What about these other people on the investors and board of directors? Lee Richter and Mark Young. We've already seen that all the other four are part of the Genius Network and all intertwined. Well, it turns out that Lee Richter, yep, sure enough, how to turn free speech into a multi-million-dollar brand with Joe Polish's Genius Network. In the video, anyway, he's a member of the High IQ Society and the Genius Network. Wow, who would have guessed? So that is literally 100% of their strategic investors and advisory board.
You know, that say, for instance, the CEO of Upgrade Labs is supporting Hapbee and is demonstrating it at their venue. And Bulletproof Labs, oh my word.
Called Upgrade Labs in Santa Monica, California. This is the world's first human upgrade center. This is a biohacking gym.
Bulletproof Upgrade Labs. Biohack your body and mind to become superhuman.
Where they have tons of incredible equipment and technology that we can use to biohack ourselves, to improve our recovery, to improve our performance, our mental and physical performance.
Wow, I never thought of it like that before. I wasn't going to a gym. I was going to a biohacking center.
Incredible equipment and technology that we can use to biohack ourselves, to improve our recovery, to improve our performance, our mental and physical.
Damn, what a gullible breed.
Anyway, I'm going to draw a line under this one, because trust me, the rabbit hole goes really, really deep on this one. Seriously, just watch Dave's video about how incestuous a lot of the investors are on this. How a load of the man-in-the-street interviews somehow turn out to be investors who kind of forgot to tell you that they were investors whilst giving the product rave reviews. Now, a little while ago, I mentioned that Google was just airbrushing me out of history altogether. The extent to which that's true is staggering. So let's just take a look for my... let's do a search for Thunderfoot, SIO, and Busted. And you find it's gone. My SIO video is just gone. Okay, let's not do the SIO. Let's try Fontus. Let's see what that brings up. And again, there's a playlist. But again, not a... Oh, no, there it is. It's right at the bottom of the page.
If you're an adventurer,
and yeah, that's one of my videos. Whereas this playlist is from someone else. Right, let's try Solar Road. Solar Roadways. And you get a video of Thunderfoot at the Solar Roadways, which is from EEVBlogs 2. I mean, it really is. I'm just completely gone from the Google search in almost every respect whatsoever. And the really weird thing is, right, let me just show you this. If I just do SIO Busted, then, okay, that's not me. That's not me. This is just incredible. But if I go for all, right, it does actually pop up there on the videos. So if I do a search for videos, oh no, that's not me. Oh my God. That's how far airbrushed I am out of Google history. Well, let's try something truly unique. Let's go for the thorium-powered car bastard. It's thorium-powered car Thunderfoot. And, again, I'm completely gone. Right? This is actually a web page that features my video. And, okay, that's actually... Is that me?
How does never having to fill your car with
2.5 million hits, right? Whereas the #1 video from YouTube is called Thorium Debunk. It's just like thorium powered car Thunderfoot. I'm just gone. Now, firstly, all those things that I searched for was me debunking pseudoscience of one sort or another. And for that, I got the honor from Google of just being airbrushed out of history, which is messed up for a couple of reasons. First of all, what the hell is Google doing airbrushing people out of history? And secondly, for what sin? Debunking pseudoscience scams. Now, let me also say that this is just a Google problem. Doesn't seem to affect the search results on YouTube. But also, let me say a very big thank you to all those who support this channel through Patreon, as that gives me a degree of security against this sort of thing.